welcome to Pastures 53 on the road today. Beautiful Django Fest Northwest 2012. We got a visit from Brussels, Tcha, Limberger, and yeah, first time meeting you. It was a fantastic show yesterday.
I'm happy you liked it.
Oh, it was. I was not the only one. Yeah, tell us, when did you start playing? And
I think the decision about me playing music or like being part of music was taken the day I could walk, I think. And my first passion was flamenco. Although I didn't know anything about the technical aspect of flamenco and not about the fact that the flamenco I was listening to was not even real flamenco. Because it was played by gypsies from southern France who came from Catalonia, and they didn't have any idea about real flamenco either. They were just copying the sound and the color of it, and did that quite convincing, because Manitas de Platas even played in Carnegie Hall for non-Spanish people, of course, convincing for non-flamenco, for people who don't know flamenco, but of course, and that was in these days that was possible because there was no such thing like internet, and kind of there was not such an easy access to all kinds of music which we have today, which partly drives away the magic about discovering something new. On the other hand, it makes sure that you get more like real information about something you want to know about. But then when I was a child, I didn't know all this, and I liked just that color, the sound of the singing, and I sung and sung in a kind of copy Spanish, a copy of the copied flamenco.
Copy of the copy. Okay.
And then I got involved in little bands, and even a New Orleans band, a very amateur band, but it was nevertheless a little band, and I played banjo guitar in it. And the clarinet player showed me his clarinet, and I got very intrigued with the instrument. And Fabi Lafertin gave me a clarinet because before that I had a mouthpiece of a clarinet, and I made a flute in bamboo to which I could adjust the mouthpiece, and then I could kind of practice at least the embouchure for the clarinet. And then when I finally got the clarinet when I was 13, I started practicing, playing. I've played all kinds of flutes and instruments from non-European grounds. I've played a lot of music from Quechua and Aymara Indians from Bolivia and Peru. Yeah, well, so all kinds of stuff. And I think the Django Reinhardt music only started to really intrigue me when I was about 12 and on the edge of deciding to stop trying to copy flamenco, which by then I knew was a copy anyway. Because I had discovered Camarón de la Isla and Paco de Lucia and Pepi de la Matrona, and all nice, really good singers and players, Habichuela, blah, blah, blah. So I started playing in the family band, the Piottos.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So my uncles and my father.
So your dad is Vivi.
My dad, right? Yeah.
Vivi Limberger,
right.
That play with
Wazo,
yes.
The good old days.
Good old days. Yeah.
Right. That's my dad.
Cool.
My granddad was Piotto.
Oh, okay.
So he was a violin player mainly, but they say he played guitar very well. I've never heard it, but.
And you play guitar also.
Yeah. Of course. I swapped my flamenco guitar for a Django guitar, and I joined the family band, and quite quickly discovered that the way they handle music, the actual value they attach to it was not the one that I would like to deal with, and very quickly split off and kind of made my own band, still based on the family tree, but with me as leader, and playing rather unplugged and other tunes, and tried to rehearse, but these guys just don't like rehearsing and they don't see the point of it. So, but because it's family, I kept on playing with them, and also, I mean, definitely liked what they were doing. And it was only much later that I really started building up my own bands, my real own bands and own compositions or new styles of music. I started playing, it's a long story. The violin, in fact, started to intrigue me already when I was 15, I think, just because of the simple fact that I found a recording of my grandfather playing Kyoto. And also because I found some very nice recordings of Toki Horvat, some Hungarian violin player who is just bloody amazing. And I was under the impression that playing violin was impossible. I thought you couldn't start playing violin when you were 16. You should start when you were 6 and not past that. But then I kind of got fed up a bit with the fact that every single musician, young musician in our family was playing the guitar. Nobody seemed to bother with violin or bass or accordion or clarinet. Only guitars. And that was, when I found a violin at home that was playable and a bow, I just kind of started to try and make something come out of it. With not so much success, of course, in the beginning. But I really didn't think it would become a serious thing. I thought maximum I would be able to play a nice ballad, a melody or something like that, in the style of my grandfather, in a kind of honor to him, in memoriam-like thing. Sorry. But very quickly I discovered that if I wanted to play violin, I had to do it. I couldn't just do it for a little bit. It was either do it or not do it. So I started looking around for teachers. For a moment, I found a teacher. She was a classical violin player. She was very good at the time. And she taught me some of the basics, but of course, not very much, because I think I've only had some lessons, like 10 or 15 lessons, maybe maximum with her. And then she went to another side of the country, and we didn't meet anymore. And then I just went on and got better just by practicing stuff myself, trying to find out. And whenever I met classical violin players, trying to wiggle out some information.